Mr. T Lexify just beat the allegations. Let's go! Alright, just to be serious here, in all seriousness, reason why I wanted to make this video is because Mr. T Lexify for a long time has been a content creator I constantly watch. And I'm actually going to take these off. I don't need these on. What the fuck am I doing? Actually, I'll probably will need these on. Let me put them back on. But yeah, Mr. T Lexify has been a content creator that I've watched over the course of many years. Not saying I've followed him since the Z House, but I've definitely watched him probably Black Ops 4 and beyond. And I constantly come back to his content every once in a while, so I'm sure most Mr. T Lexify fans do. Now, if you've been living a little under the rock, under the radar, out of sight, you might have heard, or you might have not heard about the allegations that have been sent Mr. T Lexify's way. And, you know, let's just say because of the Dr. Disrespect and a few other situations with Chris Tyson, it's as good as time as any to throw out allegations towards your alleged abuser, okay? And Mr. T Lexify was unfortunately caught in friendly fire, especially with his own squad. Now, this really sucks to see until you see Mr. T Lexify's video. I'm not saying he completely beat allegations. I'm not even saying he's innocent or whatever. What I'm saying is that it is up to you to go and find out your information through watching the videos and everything in order to determine if you think he's innocent or if you think he is guilty and you want to, like, not watch his content anymore. Because he's probably going to continue content after a little bit. Also, just want to point out, Mr. T Lexify's got a suicide hotline number here, I believe, free 24/7. So if you ever, you know, suffer from abuse or whatever, feel free to call whatever Mr. T Lexify linked here. I don't even know if I'm gonna get flagged for putting that in my video. I'm just gonna put it in the video anyways, because, you know, I have respect for Mr. T Lexify, and I'm gonna be honest, I take any allegations sent his way with a pinch of salt, but it was definitely damning after you saw the bruises, and after you saw, what's her name? Hold on here, give me a moment. Have my notes. Is that it? Reagan McNulty? Little bit of an odd one there, but anyways, yeah, so Reagan McNulty basically just accused Mr. T Lexify of a shit ton of bad shit, abuse, talking to her when she was 15, everything like that. She pulled up DMs and everything. I think something very important to note that a lot of people are overlooking, she outed herself as being a pedophile, and I'm not talking of Mr. T Lexify 18 and 15, which we'll get into. I'm talking about she literally outed herself as writing down that she was 21 years old, having sexual intercourse, or doing some sort of sexual acts with a 17-year-old. So, yeah, I mean, if you want to call Mr. T Lexify a pedo or whatever, right? I don't even know if that's allowed on YouTube. I'm just going to assume it's allowed on YouTube. Fuck it, we ball. But, yeah, if you want to call Mr. T Lexify a pedo, fair play. You have to call the alleged abuser a pedo as well. Like, you just have to. It's a bigger year gap. She's way more mature in adulthood. You have to. You know what I mean? Also, a little psychotic, cheating on your boyfriend with a 17-year-old. Just saying. But we'll get into that. And yeah, I'm just going to basically go through this video. I'm going to break down some things in the video. Maybe make it clearer for the people on the fence. Personally, I'm not going to sit on a fence. I'm going to say that Mr. T Lexify is innocent, and I believe he is, alright? Mr. T Lexify can't go down, bro. We're losing too many white men. It's impossible to be a white man on the internet now. Fucking the Chris Tysons and the Dr. Disrespects. Fuck, man. If Moist Critical or if Tyler 1 gets an allegation, I think I'm just never going on the internet again. I swear to God, I won't, ever. You'll never see me. Anyways, moving straight into the video, at 16:25, we have here, let me just make sure everything's working. It is. So, something really important here. Also, if you haven't watched this video of Mr. T Lexify's, I think it's called My Ex. Very important video to watch. Very, very important video to watch. This has basically all of his, of Mr. T Lexify's receipts. You can claim they're fake because it took him a while to make them all. I will say, the amount of receipts he has in this video is insane. It is absolutely absurd. If you go through and you read through all these messages, they're completely fucked. Like, a lot of these are really fucked, you know? But yeah, just going into the video here.
Reagan started calling me a groomer was when she started cheating on me with Lawrence. Reagan had told Lawrence that Lex was an adult and Reagan was a minor when we first met, which is also false. Lawrence used this information as an attempt to get her to expose me for financial gain. She had never once called me a groomer or a pedophile until she met Lawrence. She constantly used these fake ideas Lawrence gave her as a way to manipulate me when she did not get what she wanted.
So, yeah, basically right there, he's just showing receipts. This is kind of wild, a bunch of, you know, definitely she's keeping in contact with the alleged abuser here. Little odd. And, yeah, she says here that she's 16, and basically the claim is that Mr. T Lexify met her when she was 16, so they met in real life when she was 16, not the 15 that, Reagan McNulty was saying. Does this clear him? No, it's still a 2-year age difference, and to be fair to Mr. T Lexify, he would be, I think that year that they're talking here, he would have just turned 18 here. But yeah. Or no, this is a little later on. But I believe when he starts talking about it, that year he turned 18. When they were talking and she was 16. So it's a 2-year age gap. I understand that. If it was England, just saying. But you know, maybe that's maybe we need to get some handles on England, you know? But just saying, parts of the world, it's legal. I understand, though, it's America, or he might have been in Canada, so it could have been bad there. So it's definitely suspect, and can be, I think, considered grooming if it's a 16-year-old, and then you end up having intercourse or whatever at 18, or when she turns 18. I think it's still considered grooming. I don't know. I'm not too well-versed in the whole topic. But I think it is very interesting and worthy of note that she lied about being 15 when they met. Just saying. Just an interesting another lie that she's got going after also outing herself as being a pedophile. A little weird. I'm basically just saying she's not trustworthy, if you haven't got that. I don't think she's trustworthy at all. You shouldn't trust her. And in this video, I'm really hoping that it's drilled into you. She is not a trustworthy person. Any allegation she makes should be taken with a grain of salt unless there's a court action. Very interestingly, she has not filed any sort of court-related thing towards Lex. But Lex has filed court-related things towards her. Just saying. A little interesting. But moving on here, we have 1843.
With our 2-year age gap relationship. It is very important to note that when my friends first met Reagan, Reagan had asked me to lie to them about her age. She even lied to me about her age. Her claim that I used an escape room passport to lie to my friends about her age is entirely false. She was the one who forged her own passport with her own fake ID, and I had told her to go outside and not participate in the escape room as it was 18 and over. Reagan decided to lie to join the escape room. Reagan had never used this to prove anyone about her age, contrary to her claim.
So basically, he's just proving he's not the one who made a fake ID. Also, if you watch the Smith Plays, the video here, which I will also be taking points from, the Smith Plays also goes into detail a little bit about this, and basically says, he like corrects himself, saying that Mr. T Lexify wasn't the one who made the fake ID. So, very, very important, I think a lot of people are overlooking here. Mr. T Lexify never forged her fake ID. It's possible he lied about her age, or it's even possible that he was misled that she was, you know, maybe she said 18, they got together. It happens, you know. But she had a fake passport, either she forged or the Z House forged, according to Smith Plays. Little inconsistency. One of them is probably right, the other's probably false. I think it's probably the Z House that made the ID. I think that's more realistic because it was like a Z House event they were doing. And then he showed DMs of basically her being asked to not participate in it. That's a little odd one. But yeah, you can even see here still messages being sent and everything. Yeah, all these messages are really fucked up if you read any of them. They're really, really fucked. But yeah.
As it was 18 and over. Reagan decided
moving
to
on
lie
to 2133. Let me just make sure. Oh, yeah, this one.
Side of events. You not wanting to hear
So this is Pat basically ignoring a DM from Mr. T Lexify.
Privately on your Twitter before you made this statement public, in which you saw, but you chose not to respond and hear my side of events and Reagan's roommate's side of events. You not wanting to hear anything I had to say and painting my ex-girlfriend in a benevolent light when there's evidence of her clearly being a pedophile was a direct punch to my gut.
This is the big thing. If you want to say Mr. T Lexify is a piece of shit, sure, go ahead, you know? Maybe you think he's a pedo, maybe you think he's an abuser, whatever. That's fine. But bare minimum, you have to admit that his alleged abuser or accuser, whatever, is also a piece of shit that you can't take. Like, they have zero credibility. They literally outed themselves as being a pedophile. And later on, we're going to see some very interesting live streams that she recently did. But anyways, moving on here. But yeah, basically this is Mr. T Lexify trying to reach out to Pat. And, which I'm pretty sure is the Smith Plays. Maybe I'm wrong on that. It could be one of the other ones. Basically, he reached out to a friend. And I think it was the Smith Plays. And the Smith Plays ignored the message, didn't respond, and made this video instead. That's my understanding of it. Maybe I'm wrong. But that's my current understanding of it. A little bit of a piece of shit move to just, like, ignore a friend's comments. So, I personally don't think the Smith Plays actually treated Mr. T Lexify as a friend, and that kind of shows it. I fully understand the allegations when you're met with a situation where your friend just got outed for being a pedophile, but personally, I've had friends in my life where they were speaking to an underage person, let's just say, while they were a few years older, basically. And before anything ever occurred, me and a friend of mine basically made sure that, hey, you know this is, like, not good. We basically needed to make sure he wasn't grooming or becoming a pedophile. And you know what? Those questions are tough, but sometimes you have to ask it. Sometimes it's the elephant in the room. And in this situation, I think it was Smith Plays' responsibility to get more facts, to get both sides of the story, especially when the person accusing Mr. T Lexify of abuse, of pedophilia, of all this other shit, is a pedophile. Like, that's kind of a big deal. A very big deal. That kind of hurts your credibility. Like, I can't comprehend reading this, knowing she's a pedophile, and then ignoring your friend that she's accusing of being a pedophile, and then just making a response video trying to get sympathy from the community. Yeah, that's right, Smith Plays. I called you out. No, I'm joking. I don't really care. But yeah, I just think it's really fucked up. I think he was really backstabbed here. A big backstab. But anyways, moving on to the next clip. 2250. This is the first time I'm doing this sort of, like, not expose, I guess, but sort of like style of video. Normally I just sit there playing games and talking shit, so this is a little different for me. I apologize if it gets a little fucked up, but yeah, let's get right into it.
Exempt from this either. I had moved to the same apartment complex as JC in 2022 and even shared about
right,
my
so
abuse
this is another friend he's talking about here. If you don't know, JC Backfire, another COD Zombies YouTuber. Basically, I think he was at the Z House, could be wrong there, but all of them are close. All of them have done content together. All of them have done events together, that sort of thing. And Mr. T Lexify just goes on about how they lived in the same apartment complex, but he tried to confide into JC Backfire. JC Backfire basically fucking ignored him. Again, L friend in the chat. No, I'm joking.
Exempt from this either. I had moved to the same apartment complex as JC in 2022 and even shared about my abuse with him, and he did absolutely nothing and actively avoided me. This is why you unfollowed me on Twitter 2 years ago. Noah had also said he would visit me, but never came to my place
And
once.
then, yeah, Noah J also, as we're finding out slowly, Noah J isn't the cleanest of people as well. A little bit of dark history. I don't know too much about it yet, so I'm not going to make claims. I'm not going to make allegations. I'm not going to call him, like, a wife, whatever, you know. Just saying, a lot of things are coming out, not looking too good. But yeah, basically this whole clip is Mr. T Lexify trying to confide in friends. Now, I completely understand. This is where it gets a little muddy. I completely understand if a friend of yours comes up to you and you're like, and the friend of yours is like, listen, I was dating an underage woman, you know, and this happened. What should I do? I can understand wanting to take a step back and just being like, I don't want to get involved, but I think if you guys are living in the same apartment complex, I think if you guys are that close, like living together, I just think you should be able to talk about anything with the boys. Maybe that's just poor judgment at picking friends from Mr. T. Maybe he should have found someone better than JC Backfire. And I do hope that Mr. T Lexify did find someone to confide in eventually. But yeah, JC Backfire basically ignoring Lex and not talking about anything is pretty concerning. You can even see here a little bit of DMs back and forth. But yeah, pretty damning stuff here. Basically his friends are backstabbing the shit out of him. Mr. T Lexify has nowhere to go, nowhere to talk about. And I bet this also contributes onto why he's never really talked about it or brought it up. He's never been able to confide about it and get advice on what he should do. So he basically never wanted to make this video. But as soon as Reagan McNulty decided to basically speak his name, Mr. T Lexify had to get in the kitchen and cook. You know? It is what it is. As the white man has to do nowadays to defend his allegations. Just saying. But yeah, that's pretty much what this clip was. So, what was this at? This was, okay, 23:55.
Defend my pedophilic ex-girlfriend while never contacting me once and dropping me at the whim of a hat. Things have never been the same with me and any of these original zombie YouTubers since this point in time, and I will never be working with them ever again.
Yeah, so basically this clip is just what I said a little bit earlier. The Smith Plays literally is taking everything a pedophile says completely seriously. That's not his close friend, and the pedophile accusing Mr. T Lexify of being a pedophile is not being taken or even like talked to at all. Which is, it's just very sus. It's very weird. It's very you know, maybe we need to get some investigations on Smith Plays here. All right, there, Mr. Smith Plays. Yeah, motherfucker. Anyways, sorry, that was probably a little rude. You know, I didn't mean it like that, but it does, like, Smith Plays. I mean, like, come on, man up, be a friend. You know, stop being a fucking asshole. You're literally defending a pedophile. that's accusing your friend of being a pedophile. Why? Why would you ever do that? Mr. Shaking right now. Okay. I need to calm down. I need to calm down. Alright. Moving on to the next clip here. It's actually gonna play in soon.
Also not be apologizing to my abuser and harasser, Reagan McNulty, as I have finally escaped from you and will never allow you to ever control me and degrade me
Boom.
again.
Mic drop. Yep. Mixer T Lexify cooked. Alright, these next clips, I think, will probably... Maybe I seemed like an asshole, basically just calling this woman a rapist. Or, fuck. Is that allowed on YouTube? I think it's allowed on YouTube. Fuck it, we ball. Not the R word. A pedophile, my bad. Wrong word. Oops. But, yeah. Basically, if you think I'm a piece of shit because I called this woman a fake abuser and she faked abuse, and she's a pedophile, and she's a piece of shit, and she's lying all the time, well, we're about to find out a little bit of that lying, a little bit of that faked abuse here. Going into the clip now.
That's the map I got groomed on! I fucking love Zetsubo! Let's go! Guys, imagine sliding in my DMs being like, I can help you with Zetsubo? I can't.
First of all, I'm just saying, what the fuck is that? If you were ever abused, if you were ever abused, I don't think you would ever talk about getting groomed on your zombies map and start clapping to chat. Also, another thing we're gonna find interesting here, groomed her on Zetsubo. She was the one begging to be in the lobby. Very important, because Mr. T Lexify never messaged her to join the game, and she has emails, or I guess DMs, of her just spamming, you know, I'm trying to join your game, I'm trying to, like, basically stream snipe you, and she's trying to join the game, shit like that. Oh, it's right here, actually. I tried so fucking hard to Zombies Lobby with you whenever you played. If you read a lot of these DMs, a lot of these are... And, like, oh, man. Like, some of these DMs are terrible. They're terrible. Very, very bad. But she seems very stalker-ish. Constantly following the game he's playing. Constantly trying to get in that lobby. It just seems really bad from all these emails. Now, you can say all these emails are fake. Maybe someone will do a breakdown. I personally think most of these are most likely real. She doesn't seem, from her stream and the allegations made and everything, and her outing herself as a pedophile like an absolute dumbass. I don't know why you would ever out yourself as being a pedophile like that. She just seems like she's on a high horse, and she has no comprehension that someone's gonna kick her off that horse. And I think it just happened when Mr. T Lexify entered the kitchen, started cooking her ass. Anyways, but yeah, very sus reaction towards the Zetsubo no Shima map. I don't know why you would be like, that's the map I got groomed on, and fucking jump around and enjoy. But anyways, moving on.
DMs being like, I can help you with Zetsubo? I can't let him win. I can't do that until I get him. YouTuber reacted to both of the docs earlier today.
This is another really damning thing here. She is constantly obsessed with getting money from her video or her being reached out for the situation, rather than other people watching. I think it was like a 500 subscriber channel that outed Lex. And I'm not like flexing subscribers or anything. I don't even have I have like 100 subs, you know? Thank you to all my subscribers. Shameless plug. But yeah, she's just obsessed with money, and she's not reacting like an abuser. She's reacting like she's memeing on it, you know? Some people cope with humor. I cope with humor. I would never make this claim if I was ever groomed. Anyways.
Hi, Bryce. Which one? I wish somebody would reach out to me and talk to me instead of being like, let me profit off this. A lot of people are making...
All that should matter as an abuser is that everyone knows who is being abused. as the abusee, as the victim, you should be concerned with everyone finding out who the abuser is. Not, oh man, everyone should be talking to me right now. Everyone should be talking to me, you know? Everyone's trying to profit off this situation. No. Well, yeah, I'm sure there's some people trying to profit off the situation, but if they're spreading the word that Mr. T Lexify abused the fuck out of you, what's the problem? That's getting the message across. Just really weird.
Profit off my own fucking trauma, and it's pretty fucking lame. So funny, in the beginning of the diary, it's like me talking about Lex, and I'm like so unhappy in our relationship. It's me being like, I'm miserable.
A lot of these paragraphs are here as well. I'd recommend reading some of them. Some of them are pretty important. I'm not gonna read this one. I'm just gonna skip over it, but yeah.
I hate my life. I hate Lex. Lex sucks. And I would like, it's so funny. You read it and it's like my game plan to get away from Lex.
Like, maybe I'm crazy, right? Maybe I just hate women that much, you know? But, don't hate women, by the way. At least not officially. But this just seems like she's, like, putting on an act, you know? Like, that doesn't seem genuine. That seems like you're trying to meme it, you're trying to get views, that you're trying to get clicks. This doesn't seem like you're genuinely, like, concerned about your abuser at all. You know? I don't know. It's just weird to me. Moving on.
Another tag I could put. I should put groomed. Just kidding. I'm just trying to cope by making jokes. Making jokes, guys. Rizzler.
I can't comprehend joking around that situation if it was so traumatizing and so fucked up. Just saying.
Like, if you like Findon.
By the way, this is Reagan McNulty, if you don't know, the alleged abuser, just saying. Probably should have prefaced that, but yeah.
Like, you're dominatrix, I'm here for you. Clearly everybody knows that I could be a dom, I guess. Scarlett's a rat. Scarlett's a cocksucker.
Literally sounding like a victim by making fun of people who are bringing up her own story. Yeah.
How does it feel to be a cock muncher? How does it feel to be a fucking cock muncher, bitch? To have fun and have a good time and spread happiness and spread awareness.
This is where it gets really, really bad. She's claiming to be a poster child, everything. This is what lost me. This is like, everything before that is like, little weird, little odd way to cope, but maybe. This is what got me. This is the thing that tipped me over the scale, basically.
I have to be like the fucking poster child for grooming and shit and assault, which doesn't bother me, but
that just seems am I insane? That just seems like the most fake response I've ever seen. That's the most like you thought it in your head for a second and it sounded like a good idea to talk about, and I'm trying to get as many views as possible in Twitch. You know, I'm trying to get as many people to believe this because I'm the poster child for being abused and shit like that. No, like, you're not a poster child. You just decided to out another alleged pedo that came back and Uno reversed. Or I guess I should say you Uno reverse yourself into calling yourself a pedophile. Or outing yourself as an actual pedophile. But yeah, anyways.
bother me, but
Here are some brief points.
Where are we at? 26. Yeah. Basically, I don't know, to me, it seemed not genuine at all. It seems like she's faking it. It seems like, and you can call me like, whatever the fuck you want. I'm just giving my honest opinion. It doesn't seem real. It doesn't seem like she was actually abused. It doesn't seem like she actually cares about that stuff. It just seems like she wanted views, based on the comment of, make sure people are watching my video and reach out to me, blah, 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 blah. It'd be different if she just said, I wish people would reach out to me so we can get the facts straight. She specifically said, reach out to me for profit because people are profiting off of her abuse. Like you are profiting off your abuse. Interesting. But yeah, little suspect there. But moving on here, we have... Where is it? I think it's right here, actually. I think it's here, isn't it? Yeah. So, she gets a lot of things wrong. I don't know how she gets to this so wrong. For reference, Lex is 6'1", and at the time weighed 250 pounds. Lex might be, I think he is actually 6'1". He's never once ever weighed 250 pounds. If you go back and watch those Z-House videos, he's nowhere close to 250 pounds. And if you want to say bullshit or whatever, right? Like, how the fuck do I know? I'm a former 300-pound man. I know what weight looks like, alright? I know what fat fucks look like, okay? And Lex did not look... Maybe, like, edging 200, but definitely not above, alright? And yeah, 6'1", I think he is 6'1". This is just random shit. A chronic cheater didn't provide any DMs of him. Like, Lex doesn't have any other DMs or, like, pictures of him with other women other than her being choked and all this other stuff. Didn't know it was that bad. Hundreds of thousands of dollars a month was being spent on OnlyFans. Where was he getting that money? When he was in the Z House, he was fucking broke. And, I think, is this later on? No. So, earlier on, he actually shows his bank transfers, and he was being extorted for money, and he was constantly fucking broke. Those are just facts. And here she's saying hundreds of thousands a month on OnlyFans? Little odd. I don't know where he would get that money, especially if this was... If we're talking, like, back in, like, Black Ops 3, Black Ops 4 days, he most likely wasn't making that much. I know YouTube definitely gave a hefty paycheck, but Mr. T Lexify wasn't getting Markiplier views. You know, they were getting like 20s. They were in like the 20s, 30s, you know, thousands of views up to the hundreds of thousands of views, and rarely they would break 1 million. Obviously, if you go back to those videos now, it's different. But I'm saying back in the day, you know what I mean? It's just very weird just to randomly claim hundreds of thousands on OnlyFans. Also, if this was back in the day for OnlyFans, OnlyFans wasn't nearly as popular as it was today. So it's just really weird. Self-proclaimed Christian, a little weird. X was specifically buying. Yeah, it's... I don't know, it's just weird, like, fluff, you know? She just keeps on adding on to the situation rather than, like, specifically saying what happened. Another reason why I think she's lying. It's just really weird. You keep on adding random shit to the plot rather than just restating what happened. I don't know. It's just weird. Moving on.
Hundreds of thousands.
Sorry. Had to clear my throat there. And then I think this is the last one for this video. This it here? Right. This is a really weird claim by her.
Abuse victim retweet memes about the...
Yeah, this is weird, retweeting memes and shit about your alleged abuse, and that you're a victim, and your abuser still prowls, you know? It's just... I'm like, honestly, I think she's a fake abuse victim. Moving on. But this is bad.
Situation.
Why did so many of you follow? Are you guys real? Is Lex bot following me again? Yeah, the last time I got bot followed, it was Lex. I never said it out loud, but I knew it was him because the day that I got the bot follows, he texted my mom. He texted my mom and told her that he was getting threats on Twitter. Everybody knows that.
So, real quick, what a jump to conclusion that was. So she makes all these abuse claims, and she streams. If you haven't been on the internet before, sweetie, when you make claims like that and you stream parading your abuse, you just get a shit ton of abuse. I'm not gonna say you get a shit ton of abuse victims following you or whatever. You get a shit ton of people following you to show support, because some people have been abused, some people know people have been abused. But yeah, Of course you're gonna get a shit ton of followers. That's how live streaming works. Then randomly accuses Mr. T-Lex, again, just adding more fluff, more shit to the pot, just randomly accusing that he's an abuser is... Or sorry, that he's bot following you is a little, out of nowhere. And then the last time she got bot followed, it was because she messaged her mom. This is, like, you're just jumping sporadically here, you know? Very weird, very odd. So this is another reason why I just think, like, none of her stories, like, match up, and she just keeps on adding shit to the pot, and just keeps on parading her abuse. Very, like, narcissistic or whatever, and there's a whole section here, covert narcissist, which I highly suggest watching. I'm not going to play it because it is a longer clip, and I want everyone to go watch Mr. T Lexify's video, if you want to give Mr. T Lexify a chance. If you don't, and you just want to blindly follow, a person who outed themselves as being a pedophile, go right ahead. You can go ahead and fucking follow this person and completely believe them, even though they blatantly have told the internet that they themselves are a pedophile and they feel no remorse over it. In fact, even like a worse, like, it's not even just that she's a pedophile. She is a worse pedophile than Lex. She was more mature by 3 years, and it was with someone 1 year older than what she was. Very odd. Anyways, yeah, moving on to this next clip here.
My mom. He texted my mom and told her that he was getting threats on Twitter. Everybody knows that I could be a mean ass bitch, and if you like a mean ass bitch, I'm here for you.
Why
It's
has
just...
Reagan done this? Potentially for her new OnlyFans and Pass's account, she has started.
And this is like another big thing. It's literally like, you started up new projects, you decided to make false claims during a time where a bunch of other white men are being attacked for alleged accusations. Alright? Even though some of them are confirmed. I know that. I don't want to be reminded because it is sad every time I think of Dr. Disrespect now. God damn it, why'd you have to message a minor? Anyways, but yeah, it's just, I think it's clear she's doing this for clout, she's doing this for clicks, she's doing this, everything she's doing is to add to the pot so that she can fucking fuel it more and cook it more and basically be like, he's an abuser, he's bot following me, he did it before. It's just, it blatantly obvious to me. Maybe I'm the only one that sees it. But yeah, that's that video there. Some important notes. Just, Lex met her Lex met her, according to Lex, at the age of 16. Or when she was 16 and he was 18. Currently he's 26, so that means this must have happened, I believe he's 26, could be wrong there. This happened 8 years ago? Yeah, this would have happened 8 years ago. So she would be... How old would she be now? 8 years, math, 24? No. Yeah, 24. She would be 23 or 24. I'm not looking up her age. I don't care. But yeah. If she is like 24 right now, then that makes a lot of sense. A lot of the messages also seem to be like an October-September thing, if you see all the DMs. So it's later in the year when Lex is a little older. I don't know when her birthday is. I don't give a fuck. But yeah, that's basically what that is. Trying to defend... yeah, if you want to say Mr. T Lexify is a pedophile, sure, you can say that. I also forgot to mention one thing brought up a little earlier. She basically made claims that she was abused with a bruised leg, but her bruised leg picture did not match up with when they were together. Mr. T Lexify was away, I think, the whole day, or they were renovating a room, something like that. Basically, they were occupied, and there was no way that she was... it's actually right here. I can actually bring it up. Perfect. So I'm going to play this last clip, I guess. And I know that looks damning, but we're going to see the claim here.
Recording, she still threatened me that she would Time 6th, 2023, with a photo being taken on June 7th, 2023. I had taken a picture of movers spending the entire day and night on June 6th, the supposed event of physical abuse, moving our stuff from her old apartment into the new one. On June 7th, we were also not in our old place where she took this photo of her bruised leg. There was no time for any of these accusations to have taken place.
Yeah, if she's like walking around in this on the 7th, I would be shocked that no one notices the leg. Also, maybe this is a little sexist, but I've noticed when women do have marks, they're probably not parading them around and showing them via, you know, this one I don't even think she's wearing leggings, but her see-through leggings here. Just saying. Anyways.
And if something did occur, the movers would have noticed. Reagan was in 3 separate car accidents in Los Angeles during 2022 to 2023. These bruises were from these car accidents when we lived in our old apartment where I was not in the car at the time. Reagan had also
makes a lot of sense with this allegation here. If it was a car crash, that definitely looks like a car crash bruise. That does not... She says this was because Mr. T. Lexify was pressing against her leg, or like kneeled on the leg. I can attest to this. I trained combat sports for a little bit, just saying. Just saying, you know. But, yeah. That's not from someone kneeling on your leg. They would have to be kneeling on it for like 24 hours straight. And that's not even possible on that date because they were, they had movers the day before, and then the next day I think they had something else that he just said. But that is an impact bruise. That is not from kneeling. That's very interesting, we'll say. But yeah, issue with that there. But yeah, if you want to claim that Mr. T. Lexify is an abuser and that he's a pedo, hey, you're free to do it with the information you have, or that you have, you know, stored up in your brain. You cannot say that she is not a pedophile and that she's not abused Mr. T-Lex. Alright? And the reason why is because if they're together when she's 21, as she stated, and she cheated on him, she outed herself for this. She cheated on him with a 17-year-old. Cheating while in a relationship, no matter if you're the victim or the abuser, is still abusive. I think that's pretty obvious. Maybe I'm wrong, but that's just my personal take. But yeah, I think it's pretty fucked up. At the very least, you have to know that, like, she is a compulsive liar and she just makes up shit as she goes, as she does this shit. Maybe that's not true, but, you know, just saying, very suspect things. And she's a pedophile, so, you know, take that with a grain of salt. Pedophiles calling other people pedophiles, a little weird. But, yeah, moving on to, actually, wait, yeah, another very interesting thing. I could be incorrect here. I didn't do that much research as far as this goes, but she has never had any sort of restraining order, never had some sort of cops called on Lex, has never had a cease and desist order on Lex at all. None of these have been documented. None of these have been shown. None of these have been accused. Mr. T. Lexify has cease and desist orders against her legally. Showed in this video. Recommend watching it. Sorry. A little bit of a belchy morning. Anyways. Very interesting there. I think it's pretty interesting that she gets bruised like this and allegedly choked, even though that was for, like, I think something sexual they were doing. I don't know. I'm not, you know, I'm not with women. Let's just say that, but I'm not gay either. Anyways, let's move on. Yeah, Mr. T. Lexify has legal documentation for cease and assists, and she has nothing. She has no, if you've been abused, if you've been raped, as we'll say, I have no doubt in my mind you would just go to the police, especially if you've been in that relationship for a long time, especially if you're looking for a way out of that relationship. But her way out is essentially, I'm gonna go cheat on my boyfriend when I'm 21 years old, and I'm gonna go cheat on him with a 17-year-old. to me, that's just like you're fucking cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. But you know, yeah. Yeah, Mr. T. Lexify admits that he should have left. He was warned to leave by some people. I'm hoping that was maybe his family or something like that. He seems to have a good relationship with his dad, so maybe it was something like that. But yeah, sucks for Mr. T. Lexify to be in this situation. It really does. Lex. So I know the whole thing is like Mr. T. Lexify defended the transit guy, and this kind of blew up from that. I watched Mr. T. Lexify's video before I saw that guy who randomly posted the Mr. T. Lexify allegations. And I say randomly just because he's got a small subscriber count. He doesn't regularly upload, just saying. But that was like the first red flag I saw, just because it's suspect that a really small channel is just outing them, rather than like a big channel. But hey, you know, it's YouTube. Anything can happen. But I watched Mr. T. Lexify's video. I don't remember him glazing the fuck out of the transit guy. I mean, maybe he did say to still donate. I don't even know if he said that. What I do know he did say, is that he doesn't condone the actions of the guy who's doing the transit map, because it's a bad thing to do. Yeah, the transit guy. And if you don't know what this means, there's a modded map that people are creating for Black Ops, I think it's 3, to remaster Transit from Black Ops 2. And it's supposed to be like this all new map. There's a fundraiser for it. You would donate money to the fundraiser, and when he reached a certain amount or something, or I think he was just developing it, and the more funding he got, the faster he made it. It's been in development for a really long time, and it's just never going to come out, most likely because the guy's scamming. Mr. T. Lexify he didn't backpedal, he pedaled this for a little bit, basically saying, you know, show support to the guy. The guy did make other maps, and he was consistent at making other maps, in terms of like, oh, I'm making this, it's happening. I think he also canceled some maps, but like, I mean, that just happens. I think when you're mod making or, you know, map creating, I think it just happens. Maybe he got bored, maybe he just felt like it wasn't worth finishing the map. Either way, this is being peddled as like, oh my god, you're helping out a scammer. That's what that one video I saw, I can't remember the guy's name, but that's the first like allegations I saw of, what's his name? Let's get a more flattering picture of Mr. T. Lexify here. But, yeah, it was the one, I can't remember his name. You know, if you know it, comment it down below. I'll probably rewatch the video or something, but it just seems suspect to me. Glad I waited. I'm glad I didn't fucking jump on the hype train of, you know, Mr. T. Lexify is another white man who's a pedophile on the internet. But yeah. Now, something important we need to talk about. And this video is going to be really long. I'm sorry for that. The Smith plays, brother. What are you doing? What are you doing? You're one of the pillars in the COD Zombies community, bro. And you made a almost 10-minute video where you ignore Mr. T. Lexify in the DMs, and then you decide to... The whole video, I think every minute, you said you felt betrayed. Very interesting. Maybe you just couldn't figure out another word. But a lot of odd allegations made here that you have no proof of. And we'll get into some of them right about now.
It might be a little weird to have a relationship that's 2.5 years at that age. But I think if everyone was handling themselves appropriately in that, I think that could maybe be okay. And that is just not the case.
So, I mean, he is defending the 2.5-year relationship, even though that's still technically, I'm just gonna be honest, if America's law is the 2-year limit, that's fine. But to my knowledge, I think it's illegal if it's, like anything below 18. And I think it's maybe if you're 18, you can date a 17-year-old. So maybe there's a little bit of leeway with an 18 and a 16-year-old, and that's why Mr. T. Lexify brings it up. Because it's both minors. Unless they were in the UK, just saying. But, no, I'm not defending it. Like, seriously, it is not good. Like, one thing I will say for Mr. T. Lexify, her begging you at the age of 16 and 17, if you end up inviting her to the game, or if you end up having sexual conversations when she's 16, 17, and you're 18, 19, you're still in the wrong. You are still in the wrong because she cannot consent to those conversations, no matter how much she's begging you and trying to rope you in. Where she is at fault is when she fakes age, when she shows up with a fake passport, fake ID, whatever. You guys have intercourse, and then afterwards she's like, oh, by the way, I'm 16. That's when it's like, you know, that's when it's like she did a really big fuck up, and it's kind of on, it's like on both parties, but I think it's definitely more on her part. You definitely fucked up there, but just saying, it is still a little risky doing anything with a minor. I understand you were 17 and you turned 18 that year. I get that, you were younger. Mistakes happen, alright? But what I'm saying is that, like 100%, I think Mr. T Lexify would attest to this. Big mistake ever trying to date a 16-year-old as you were 17, 18. But Smith Plays here, just basically defending that 2-year gap, 2.5-year gap, as long as it was handled properly. Doesn't go into detail what that would have consisted of, or if they even did it or he basically implies that they didn't do it properly, but doesn't provide an example of what is properly. Because in my brain, if you're 18 and you're dating a 15-year-old, that's never okay. But you know, it is what it is. Moving on.
The following year.
Next clip, 425. So yeah, this is him basically walking back what he says in the video, because he says this here.
Reagan's passport to say that she was
Yeah,
18.
he basically just alleged that Mr. T Lexify faked the passport. Sorry, I'm getting a dry throat right here. I should come with water next time I want to talk for an hour and just yap. But yeah, new info showing passport was part of the plot. Escape from the room. This is proof. This is weird here. This is still proof of Lex not going out of his way to hide her age. However, the way this is worded is like, I don't know if Smith realizes this. You're defending Lex. Proof of Lex not going out of his way, so he's not going out of his way to hide her age. So he's not lying to you about her age at all. He's not hiding her age at all. All of you knew she was 16 then. That's what this means. A little weird, just saying. And then we move on to 525. I'll do a little bit before.
Which really hurts. It really fucking hurts. And that is, to me, the first reason why, like, I cannot be friends with Lex anymore, and I condemn him as a human. But it's more than that. Because as more information came out from Reagan,
more information coming out from the person who outed themselves as being a pedophile, cheating on Mr. T Lexify with a 17-year-old, and clearly faking the bruising incident. Also currently on stream, not currently, sorry, previously on stream, basically just parading her abuse. Very reputable source we have here, other than your close friend Mr. T Lexify. Close friend. Very weird.
We see something even worse. We don't just see the actions of a young person being predatory, forcing someone into doing things that they don't want to do. We see this continue into modern day.
This is, so he just basically goes on the rest of this video talking about Mr. T Lexify being physically abusive. He's always been physically abusive. I think he's just fucking waffling. Like, he's never been accused by another partner of physical or sexual abuse. And he's being accused now of physical abuse, and I think sexual abuse, or I guess, you know, grape. But all those have just been debunked, and if Mr. The Smith Plays literally wanted to wait, oh wow, this was a while ago actually, if he just wanted to wait 2 weeks or message Lex, his close friend, being accused of being a pedophile by a pedophile, it would have been much better. But this whole video, he just seems to be like, I feel betrayed, I feel hurt, I'm shaking, I'm shaking my emotion. Do I think he's being genuine in this video? Yeah, I think he's being genuine. I don't think he's lying about him feeling betrayed or whatever. But I think he's covering up a lot of his own accountability. Do I think he knew she was 16? Yeah. Do I think he was ever probably reached out to by Lex for, I think he even showed DMs of him reaching out to him about this situation? Yeah. Decides not to mention it. Doesn't even mention the fact that Mr. T Lexify wanted to discuss with him before this video was released. It's just like, this is a big L friend right here. This is a terrible friend. And then you also see, I don't think we're gonna see everything here, but you also see a bunch of like Noah J45 and everything in the comments here. And Noah J is getting some pretty big accusations here. Yeah, he's not gonna, I don't remember where it was, but Noah J had some accusations that basically he wasn't the nicest of friends either. And he had his own stuff going on, fair play. But Smith Plays is literally, like, for 9 minutes every minute, he's just like, I feel betrayed, I feel hurt, I feel shaken. But, you probably wouldn't feel that hurt if you reached out to the guy being accused of it from a pedophile. And it probably would have been a good idea to wait just a little bit longer. Rather than, I think, the day or the day after. Can't remember when that other video was posted. But, yeah. I understand you want to address allegations, but before you address allegations, you should get all the facts. I feel like this video was definitely rushed, because this is a big thing. The faking ID thing is a massive, massive part. And Lex is confirmed now to not have been the one to fake the passport. So, either the Z House is responsible for the faking of passport, and the faking of passport basically means that everyone at the Z House was aware that she was 16. No one decided to help Lex, apparently. Or she faked the passport and everyone thought she was 18. I guess other than Lex, or Lex did think she was 18 until maybe they fooled around a little bit, and then, yeah. But yeah, if you follow the story, basically, she's a pedophile, confirmed, she's outed herself. That's number one. Number two is, just making sure my camera's working. Number two is, she lied about some of her abuse. I'm not going to say all of her abuse. Maybe Lex did choke her. Maybe Lex did do some things. I don't know. But, in my personal standpoint, from what I've seen, there's no possible way you get a leg bruise like that and you're walking around the next day with a skirt. I don't think any woman would ever do that. I'm not a woman. Maybe it's a thing for women to just get really bad bruises on the legs and then just walk around with it. And yeah, you can see these are the same day. So yeah, pretty suspect if you ask me. Also, you don't see any of the fabric here. Any of the colorings whatsoever. So this definitely looks like it was taken at least in a different room than these were, because this looks like it's her room. Maybe it's not, maybe it's the living room, whatever. Don't care too much about that. I still think she's lying regardless. So I think she's lying about that physical abuse, and then that poses the question, what else is she lying about? The choking video, I believe she had DMs with Lex. I can't find them now, but she had DMs with Lex, basically like her sending him the video and saying she wanted to basically go again or whatever, you know. A lot of emails, and you can even see all these DMs being sent. There's just a crazy amount of shit that, you know, is being sent. Lex was extorted for money, for the grooming allegations, for everything going on. She cheats on him with an underage minor. Yeah, that's pretty much all I wanted to say. Personally, I currently stand with Mr. T Lexify. I'm not going to die on that stance or whatever. If more allegations come out and she has definitive proof of the abuse happening and everything with dates matching up, and she has like a genuine fucking stream and not a fake stream where she's just screaming, or not screaming, sorry, she's just ranting about and memeing about her abuse, and just making random allegations that Mr. T Lexify bots views. Never heard that one before, but alright then, I guess we add that to the pile. But yeah, that's my personal standpoint. I think Mr. T Lexify is clear for the most part, at least as far as the abuse goes, at least as far as him being the abuser. Definitely seems like he was the victim in this relationship, even though that she was a little younger. 2-year age gap might put off some people. I completely understand. And if you don't want to stand with Mr. T Lexify because of that 2-year age gap, and they were dating, or they met up, or whatever, hey, that's your I guess, you know, option. If you want, you know, you don't have to stand with him. No one's forcing you to stand with him. If you never want to watch a Mr. T Lexify video again, you never have to. But yeah, that's pretty much all this affects, really. I think Mr. T Lexify is going to go back to uploading YouTube. I think people are probably going to send him more death threats and more dumb, stupid, idiotic fucking messages because they don't read the story and they don't look up facts and whatever. Literally a pedophile is accusing Mr. T Lexify of being a pedophile. I don't understand what more, like, how she can be any more untrustworthy than that. You know? But yeah. Also, really sucks that Mr. T Lexify was compared a lot to Lester from GTA 5. Not a good comparison. Did not age very well. You know, a little bit of the hairline's going, but it's okay, brother. It's okay. It happens, you know? Some sooner than others. But yeah, that's pretty much all I wanted to say. This video is really long. I really appreciate everyone watching to the end. I just wanted to make my peace. I'm still going to watch Mr. T Lexify. Maybe you think I'm standing with fucking rapists or whatever. I don't give a fuck. It's the internet. Sue me. You know? But if you made it to the end, big thank you to everyone who comments and interacts with my videos. And yeah, if you made it to the end, hope you enjoyed, and hope you have a good day.